Good morning, lads and lassies. Good to see you all here today. What a week it's been. What a few months it's been, truth be told. It's whew, I gotta tell you guys, I am exhausted. It's 10 a.m. here in Ireland at the moment. I've been up since about 7 working my ass off. I've got a lot of work to do, basically. I may have underestimated the amount of work that needed to be done, and I may have overestimated my own abilities. Now, as you might be able to see, I have a bit of a baboon ass face going on here. See, it's white up here and it's red down here. That's because my hair is usually like this, and I badly need a haircut. I'm looking at you, Rob. I'm hopefully going to get a haircut next week from my friend Rob. One of my childhood buddies has an awesome barbershop in County Waterford. But anyway, so I basically, this is just a quick stream to give you guys an update, let you guys know, everything that's going on and where I am personally, where the family is, where I am with my channel, all that kind of stuff. And just to kind of give you guys a bit of an update on everything. Today is the first day that I've actually had a chance to listen to anything on YouTube, which is usually an all day thing for me. But again, just because I've had so much work to do, physical work to do, that I just haven't had the time. I just haven't had the time to do or listen to anything. And sadly, the things that I have been listening to have been about the situation in Afghanistan. A very, very, very sad situation over there. Sadly, I believe it's currently at 12 Marines, U.S. Marines have lost their lives, and dozens and dozens of Afghanis. It's really, really sad. Really, really, really sad. I know I've got a couple of buddies over there at the moment. I wish you well, and I hope that that everything goes okay. I've got two Afghani friends who actually live in Kabul, and obviously it's a big strain on our kind of group of friends. We're a little bit worried about them. I say they live in Afghanistan. They don't. They went back to Afghanistan about 2 years ago and couldn't really get back due to family issues over there. Both of them Australian citizens. So we're hoping that they get out okay and that their families get out okay. But the last word that we've had from them was early yesterday Irish time, and so far so good. So hopefully everything will go well there. It's really, really sad. It's really also 13 Marines and 90 civilians altogether. Is it? Let me have a look. I'm kind of catching up with the news. It's horrific. Look, I mean, oh wow, the airport. I just on the journal.ie, death toll rises to 72. Wow, man. 13 U.S. troops and the rest were Afghan citizens. That's terrific, guys. What can I say? I watched President Biden's speech last night. He was clearly distressed. I mean, blame him or not, and I know a lot of people do. There's a lot of reasons too, I'm sure. But I haven't been close enough to it and watching it enough to really kind of keep an eye on everything. So I don't know. I'm not going to point any fingers at anybody at this moment. But yeah, I did listen to his speech, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens from here on in. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way because I wanted to kind of express that point. And I just hope well, obviously not everybody's going to be okay, but as many people as possible will be okay. Anyway, back to my situation. So the father-in-law is still in hospital. We spoke to him yesterday, and he is very comfortable, and he's much more relaxed, I think. I feel like he's a bit more at ease at the fact that he's surrounded by doctors and medical staff who can take care of him, and thankfully he's doing well, and that's all we can ask for at this point. He does need a few different procedures. I won't get into the specifics, obviously, but so yeah, there is a few different things that he needs to have done. So he might not be back here with us for a little while. So we gotta just keep an eye out and hope that everything goes well. And yeah, we just keeping in touch with him on the phone as much as possible and all that good stuff. So that's one of the big pluses, that he is much, much better than the last time I saw him. So that's great. As for my work so far, I've gotten a huge amount of work done with the help of my friend Alex as well. So we cleared the whole backyard. I've been doing work in the house. And then yesterday, I got a load of wood. Oh, wait, that sounded sexual. Wasn't meant to. I got a load of timber. And basically what I wanted to start doing is I started doing some upcycling work around the house, because Jen's mom buys these like beautiful old pieces of furniture that just need a bit of a pickup. And sadly, with Terry being so sick for so long, he hasn't been able to do them, but now I've been able to kind of work on them. So I've upcycled a few really nice pieces of furniture. And I figured, why not try to make some stuff? So I'm going to start making a chicken coop maybe today. And I'll get to why only maybe today in just a minute. But basically, I got a load of pallets yesterday. So I've got a roof rack on my car, and I stacked it high with pallets. And so I'm going to take all that pallet wood apart and make a chicken coop, hopefully. And I'll be brutally honest with you guys, if it goes to shit, I'm going to film some of it so you guys can see how we're going with that. I've also filmed some of the work in the garden too. Again, just kind of show you guys what I've been doing since I got here, basically. So there's a lot of things that I've had to do that you wouldn't even really see. Things that I had to fix that took a long time and a lot of effort, that on the outside don't look like much. Mostly like little structural things with the decking and some walls and things like that. So I built a really nice fence, if I do say so myself, around the side of the house to keep the dogs in, because they kept running out the front. I fixed the big gate at the front. What else did I do? I painted the chauffeur's quarters, aka my room, because I'm now the chauffeur. What else have I done? Started clearing out the shed. So there's some awesome tools in the shed, but unfortunately, some of the rain got in and actually destroyed some of the tools. But the tools on the other half of the building are all still good. So I'm going to start cleaning those up, get those fixed up, and start putting them back to the good use that they always got. So that's the plan with those. What else have I done? It's just been so many things that I've had to do that it's kind of hard to keep on top of everything and figure out where to start. So what am I doing today? Well, actually, let me wheel it back here a small bit. So as you guys know, I got my beautiful motorcycle, and I stripped it down the other day, took all the parts off it to give it a super clean, because as much as the last guy loved the bike, and he truly did, and I'll give him credit, he looked after it well mechanically. It was how would you say, maggoty is the word that I would use to describe it, which means that it was kind of a bit gross. It hadn't been properly cleaned in a long time. And for any of you who are motorcycle enthusiasts, or car enthusiasts or whatever, you'll know what I'm talking about. Just a little bit clean isn't clean enough. So I had to pull it all apart. And one of the things that was bothering me for ages is the solo seat that was on the bike, which is like a seat for like a chopper seat, basically, wasn't attached properly. And so I fixed it, and that took about, half a day or whatever, and it was good fun. So I fixed it and I tidied it up, and it looks pretty good. I was actually really happy with how it turned out. But unfortunately, the seat was the wrong size for me, shall we say. Basically, my arse hung off the back of it. It was, if you guys know anything about motorcycles, it was a bobber seat, which is a really small motorcycle seat. And so, yeah, it was no good for me, really. So I ordered a new one. There's a really good motorcycle shop here in Cork. And I ordered a new one. Let me just get this. Just trying to find the picture so I can show you guys how it looks. Why is it not working? Anyway, I might just have to leave that for now. See, I haven't actually used my computer in probably since the last time I did a stream or uploaded a video. I can't even remember which it was. That was literally the last time I used my computer, because I've just been every day up at 8 a.m. maximum, like if not earlier. and then work all day long. And the weather has been phenomenal. It has been absolutely beautiful. I haven't even really had a chance to take my bike out for a proper ride because it's just been just so hectic. And for fear of anybody thinking that I'm complaining about that, I want to make it clear I'm not. I love my family and I will do anything for them. So, you know, doing all this work actually gives me a great sense of, I don't know, achievement. I think I feel like I'm properly home again, which is an awesome feeling. I gotta tell you though, there are things about Australia that I truly do miss already. I love that beautiful country, and one of the most beautiful things in Australia that I miss the most is the beautiful Delicious. Delicious, it's good to see you in the side chat. I hope you're doing well. So sorry if I'm not staying too up to date with the side chat. I don't have my glasses on and my eyes are very blurry because I haven't been sleeping very much, truth be told. But that's it's all under control now anyway. So I went through a few days of pretty bad insomnia, which I haven't had for quite a while, and I think it's just that, you know, because I've been doing so much physical activity getting the place done, that my body is just a little bit, you know, overwhelmed, I guess. I'm not mentally overwhelmed or emotionally overwhelmed, actually, which is what I expected. In fact, it's probably the other way around, that I actually feel, even though I have a lot to do, I can't stress that enough, I have a lot to do. Even though I have that amount of work to do, I feel emotionally and mentally happier, I think, actually, being back in Ireland and helping out. Because I think being away from your family, especially when one of them is very, very sick, is extremely difficult. And, you know, even though I might not have been thinking about it all the time, it was there in my head. So being home has been a huge relief, and I love helping out. So yesterday, I had to take Mrs. Demon to get her second dose of the Fauci ouchie, the Pfizer one. And yeah, she is deathly afraid of needles. I mean, deathly afraid. Stephen Copper Reason, good to see you, my friend. So we drove all the way to the other side of the city to where she got the first one. And it turns out that that's not where she was supposed to go for the second one. And where she was supposed to go for the second one is approximately a 3-minute walk from where we live. So we drove back up there and we went in, and it was two lovely soldiers there, and she was very nervous, and they were awesome. They were absolutely brilliant. Like when we went in and sat down, they were two like old sergeants, you know. And when we sat down, he pulled up the paperwork. He goes, right, so you want to join the army, do you? And that gave her a bit of a laugh, and then she was able to calm down. She took it like a champ, and she was great. And then we went to a lovely farmer's market down the street from our house. And so, yeah, slowly but surely, it started to kick in, and then she was quite sick for the day. But now she's doing much, much better. And she's still in bed, so she's chillaxing now as we talk. Yes, at the stadium. So when I left Ireland, the local stadium here, Parky Queeve, which is like our county hurling and football venue, was the old one. And this was my first time seeing the new one. And I was like, oh my God, it was awesome. They did an amazing job. The grounds are just awesome. The field is incredible. But anyway, enough of that. So anyway, yeah, we went and got that done. She was quite sick for the day yesterday, so I just started getting back to work, which brings me around to what I was initially talking about. So my motorcycle was stripped down, cleaned, I painted it. Had some issues with the paint the other day, and I had to like painstakingly remove little bits without having to redo the whole thing. The whole bike is going to be repainted again anyway, but this is just you know, because I've got a show that we're going to tomorrow. Myself and Alex are riding up with a motorcycle club from Cork. We're heading up the country to a motorcycle show, and my bike is in the show, and it's still only half finished. So yesterday, I went to this awesome motorcycle shop, Swanson in Cork, to pick up my brand new leather Built-Well solo seat, and it is beautiful. It is gorgeous, and it looks amazing on the bike. However, the bracket I had, which is supposed to be a universal bracket, thank you, Wish.com, when I was just drilling out that little tiny bit of a hole that I needed to drill, it literally just snapped in half, which sounds terrible, but it's probably a good thing because that could have snapped under me while I was riding and been very uncomfortable on my gentleman's region. So I spent hours, and I can't stress this enough, literally hours yesterday trying to make a new bracket because there's literally nowhere to buy one at such short notice. So I had to go out to my father-in-law's shed. He has got everything that you could imagine, including a piece of steel that was exactly the size I needed. But not only that, it had the holes in exactly the place I needed them. So that was a lifesaver, but I still ended up spending a solid 8 hours yesterday working on this bike while simultaneously being on call for a bit of an emergency. I won't get into the situation, but a bit of a family thing that was going on. So I was on call, ready to go pick people up if need be. And so I was stressed out of my mind trying to work on this bike, driving up and down to the hardware store to get different size bolts. It was a pain in the ass, but it's nearly there. It is nearly there. So once I'm done with this stream, as I say, I'll probably just go for a half an hour this morning and start getting back into it from here. But as I say, I went and got all the bits, so now I need to go actually put them together so that my neighbors will hear me say the F word very many times, because that's what happened yesterday. That's what's going to happen today. And that's a given. That's an absolute given. But I'm fluent in fuck now, so that's a good thing. But basically, I spent the day yesterday just jumping from one job to the other. I've kind of started to figure out how to time things a little bit better, which is a real plus to this whole situation. Like, for example, I needed to put up that new fence because the dogs kept getting out and other dogs kept getting in. And so I was like painting those. While those were drying, I was over at the bike doing something on the bike. And then when the thing was dried, I put that up, and then I had to do another thing. And I'm getting used to it now. I'm figuring my way around and all that kind of stuff. We got a couple of super chats coming in. Thank you so much, my good friend Skeptic Dank, the most patient friend in the world, I might add. I'm supposed to have had him on here so many times, and it's my fault. It's my flakiness added to all the stress of moving to Ireland and now all the stress of the shit here. That I haven't had him on properly, but it's going to happen soon once I get things locked down, because I really want to hear your thoughts on a few different things, and I'd love to have a proper conversation with you as well about your situation with your upbringing in a religious environment and all that kind of stuff. I'll get back to that in a minute, but I'll read your thing first. I found a 4-leaf and a 5-leaf clover right next to each other. That's awesome. So I pressed them in a book of Irish folktales. I love that. That's so cool. If you get a chance, will you send that to me just so I can show my aunties? Send me a picture. Not the book. Send me a picture so I can show my aunties. They'd love that kind of stuff. Speaking about my aunties, there's so much has happened that I don't even know where to start. We'll have a proper stream with some people, and we'll figure this all out eventually. Hopefully, I don't have too much to do on Sunday and I can join the Beardsmen. I hate missing those guys. It's just trying to work around everything. It's just been so difficult with the time change and everything. But I do miss doing the Beardsmen so much, so I can't wait to do that again sooner rather than later. But anyway, so the other day I went up to see my Uncle Brendan. He's a long-time viewer of the channel, actually. He doesn't miss a video as far as I know. He better not. And we sat down in a beautiful... The summer in Ireland is so beautiful when we have that, few weeks of just amazing weather. And so we sat down, had a cup of tea in the sun in his old spot right by the back door. And we chatted for a couple of hours about everything, about religion, about space, about you name it, we talked about it. And we did a bit of instantaneous historical research about our family, our grandparents, great-grandparents, all that kind of stuff. And we actually got some really cool information about where they served, where they were born. Let me just tell you one real quick. So it turns out it's either my great-grandfather or my great-great-grandfather was based in Gibraltar. He was a soldier in Gibraltar. And this was during, I guess, the mid to late 1800s. So during the Indian campaign. He was based in Gibraltar, and he fell in love with the general's daughter. Big no-no in those days, in particular for a lady, because she was a lady, to marry beneath herself, basically. And her father, the general, disowned her. They eloped, came back to Ireland. Oh no, sorry. I think they eloped when they were there. They got married there and had a child who was my great grandfather. And then they were kicked out basically and went back to Ireland. So we're going to do some digging on that. I'm going to take a ride on the old motorcycle up to the town where he's buried, Ennis in County Clare, and try to have a look through the church records and the library records to see what more information I can find that may not be available on the internet. So super excited about that. It turns out one of our great grandparents was in jail for 9 months. So he must have done something bad. He was in the army and he was jailed for 9 months. And I don't know what for yet. So we're going to hopefully get the British Army records. Because back in those days, Ireland was part of Britain. Ireland was part of the UK. So Irishmen were called up to serve in the army and such. So I'm really excited to find out why he was put in jail. It couldn't be desertion, because for desertion, I think you get shot. For cowardice, you get shot. So he must have maybe stole something or did something. I can't wait to find out. Or maybe, actually, I think my uncle mentioned, I'll have to ask him later, but I think he mentioned something about disobeying orders or being cheeky, basically. I'll have to dig a bit more into that one, but yeah, something like that anyway. And then we have Nimrod. Good to see you, my friend. Says Irish aunties are the best. For 20 secs, and before that, for 20 secs also, loads of Irish flags and Cork. Thank you so much, Nimrod. My fellow countryman over there in Sweden. Is it Sweden? Is that where secs come from? Yeah. And then we have Under the Blood Red Sky, another fellow countryman. Good to see you, my friend. Says, glad everything is going well for you and Mrs. Demon. There is no place like home. I couldn't agree more. I loved Australia. I loved every minute of it. But you're right. There is no place like home. And sadly, it seems, well, luckily in some respects, but sadly for the people still in Australia, it looks like we got out at the right time, because it's gone really bad there at the moment with COVID and everything, and all the lockdowns are pretty, draconian. Like they're tough, but they have to be, I guess, because the vaccination rate in Australia, I believe, was quite low, one of the lowest in the world. So it's a horrible situation, and my thoughts go out to any of you folks watching right now from Australia who are stuck in that situation. I just hope the best for you. That was the weird thing for me coming back, having to wear this mask, because of course in Western Australia I never had to wear a mask. Well, maybe once or twice over the past year or so, where there was a mandate of some description. You didn't have to wear them in the store. You didn't have to wear them anywhere. It was only once or twice when there was a local case that we had to wear them, and that was all it was. And so we got very lucky in that respect. And then coming back to Ireland, where you have to wear them essentially everywhere except for outdoors, which is good. It was a bit of a shock to the system. There's been a few times where I've gone to the store and I'm like, I forgot my mask. So now I always have one in my bike, my saddlebag, and I always have one in the car extra just in case. So that's just something I had to learn. Thor Rasmussen, my good friend, says, hello, my friends. It is great to see you, Thor. I hope you're doing well. Invo XX, that's my friend Alex, who's coming with me to the bike show tomorrow with the lad, says, you better get your bike ready, comrade. He's Russian, by the way. As in from Russia, not in a rush. But he's probably in a rush too. But anyway. So Alex is from Russia, as I just mentioned 10 seconds ago. And so he's been living in Ireland now for about 8 years. And he is kind of re-falling in love with Ireland now that he's started to ride a motorcycle. And it is true, once you ride a motorcycle, you see things that you never see in the car. You experience things a little bit differently. And so he is starting up a new channel. I want you guys now, there's 30 of you watching, to give me some ideas for a name for the channel, right? It's all about a Russian guy who lives in Ireland and experiencing Ireland. And I'm going to be taking him around. I'll be joining him with some places, in some places. Nimrod says, I'm a Dubliner, but if I couldn't live in Dublin, Cork would be my second choice. I love both cities, actually. I know every Cork person rags on Dublin and every Dublin person rags on Cork, but really we're kind of related as a way. But absolutely, I love Dublin. It's an awesome city. It's a bit hectic, but it's awesome. Skeptic Dank, thank you so much for $2. Says COVID can cause long-term impotence. Get facts. I did not know that. I gotta check that out. Yeah, I mean, it's the long COVID stuff seems to be a big issue right now. Thankfully, I'm fully vaxxed. Now Jen is as well, and if there's bumpers, I'll just get them. I don't care. I'm vaccinated for loads of stuff anyway, so I'm not bothered by that kind of thing. Inquisitor Bacon, how are you, my friend? Says my wife told me that the town we moved out of a year ago has had to quarantine 600 kids. Damn, that's unbelievable. Nimrod says Navan is pretend Dublin or Dublin for those who can't afford it. That's a good point. Navan. Damn right. Info says Ireland is like a bottle. It would sink without cork. You got that right. Cork is the real capital of Ireland. We've been allowing Dublin to pretend that they are for a while to keep them sweet, so that they don't beat us in football, which they seem to not have had a lot of difficulty with in recent years. The Dublin football team went amazing and then it went bad and then it went amazing again. But Limerick, for all you Limerick people out there, holy shit, Limerick were amazing the other day. The All-Ireland final, the All-Ireland hurling final specifically, is essentially the biggest event on the Irish calendar. It is the World Series. It is the what's the bowl thing with the football and America? The Super Bowl. It's the Super Bowl of Ireland, right? And it was my beautiful home county of Cork versus Limerick, which is our neighbour and similar type county. Two counties I love, by the way. And it was an incredible game of hurling. The Cork team, my team, they're mostly quite young, generally fairly inexperienced at that level. But the Limerick team were the reigning champions and very experienced, very powerful, very strong team. They won by a big margin, but they were just awesome. They were just awesome. So congrats to the Limericonians. Stephen Copper Reason says, how about the Russian leprechaun? Actually, I think you said that, Alex, as it happens. I thought about the Russian Paddy. I think that's awesome. But everybody seems to think Paddy is some kind of a slur. It is when it's used in a certain way, but generally for most Irish people, it's not. Because we call ourselves Paddies. So, and Alex is actually Irish. He's legally Irish. No, I mean, it's his channel at the end of the day. Archangel says, channel name Celtic Vodka. That's actually a pretty cool name. I like that. That'd be a good name for a death metal band or like a melodic metal band. It's probing time says Soviet Leprechaun, maybe. That actually is pretty cool. Or you could call it In Soviet Ireland. Actually, no, that'd probably irritate the more right-wing folks among us. I was trying to think of other ones. Let me see. What would be a good channel name? What's super Russian? Ushankas. Do I have my Ushanka here somewhere? I think my Ushanka's on. Oh yeah, my boxes went missing, by the way. All my stuff is missing. It says delivered on my online thing, but my boxes haven't turned up. So I'm without most of my equipment, most of my clothing, all my tools are missing. My air compressor and painting equipment is missing. So yeah, that's not fun. But anyway, that's besides the point. Something to do with an Oshanka. That'd be cool. What else is very Russian? Kompot. Guinness flavored kompot. Guinness flavored kvass. Oh yeah, it's got to be stereotypes all the way, all the way. What's another? Hold on, let me look this up. Russian stereotypes. I can't spell, man. I can't type and I can't stereotype. Anybody? Okay, never mind. How about the Irish Gopnik or something like that? The Tripolowski Paddy. I like that. And let me see what else is there. You could call it red and green. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know why, but yeah, no, that'd be pretty cool. Red and green. What the hell did I don't know what I'm pressing here. I'm just pressing around. Hey, what the hell? JM Truth just came up on my screen. Ugh. Gross. Excuse me. Check the pawn shops. Bet you find some of it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's got to be Adidas or the Abibles. Tripaloski. Um, yeah, that's exactly what I think about you. You're a big Irish Gopnik. That is true. But anyway, lads and lassies, I do have to actually go. Unfortunately, I got two things I got to take care of before I get back to actually finish my bike, and some other things. That Irish pierogies, that's good. We were just talking about pierogies like yesterday or the day before. That pickled cabbage stuff. I think that's the Germans, the Krauts. But anyway, lads and lassies, thank you so much though for joining me. I know it's short and sweet. But you know, we'll get back to the regular viewing as time goes by. Hopefully making some regular actual videos again soon. I gotta say, head on over, check out Johnny O. He's been killing it lately. Johnny O at the plot hole. I'm so proud of him. I need to message him and actually tell him, Johnny O, if you're watching, I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of you. I can tell you all as a friend of Johnny O's and somebody who started around the same time as him and somebody who's we've been involved in each other's content for a long, long time. He is one of the hardest working people in YouTube and one of the hardest working creators. So I just wanted to point that out and just let you guys know he's amazing. And I'm so proud of you, Johnny. You're the fucking man. Anyway, lads and lassies, gotta go. Thank you so much, and we will catch you the next time. Maybe with Alex tomorrow. We might do a very quick live stream at the bike show or like a mini video or something like that. But anyway, lads and lassies, go Mila Margaret, Sancha. And then I click it, and then it goes off. But it didn't. And now it will.